And good Thursday morning, Larry Sprinkle along with Chris Mulcahy, and we're here because of this monster back here. I mean, you look at that, this is a huge storm. It's about almost 300 miles wide.
Yeah, it's impressive, and it hasn't intensified as much as what was previous forecasted, just because you have some dry air that's filtering in right where Larry is, and you can actively actually see the eye wall forming right in there. So once that happens, that's where I think it's easily going to move to a Category 2 this morning, Category 3, and it's moving so fast that you have hurricane force winds as high as Atlanta, which is kind of crazy.
It stayed, you know, it was 85 mile an hour winds at 2 a.m. at 5 this morning, 90, and definitely will intensify. Yes, this is a monster storm. Let's talk about the impacts here. And I can't remember the last time that we in the Charlotte area were under a tropical storm warning.
Yeah, it's been a while.
A number of years, and that includes the Charlotte area all the way west towards Asheville and south down into the upstate. If you're not under this, not in that colored area, you're still going to see some very high winds. It just hasn't been issued for your area. And then this amazing amount of rain that we've already seen. That's why there's a flood watch in effect. It does include the mountains and the foothills and all the way down into the upstate of South Carolina. This is that big flow of rain. Look at that. I mean, this is a big area. Krista, we have the Gulf of Mexico. That's the hurricane. And then we have another band of rain, a precursor. I mean, it's two different areas of rain affecting us at this right now.
Yeah, and people are saying, "Oh, Helene," but really, this is a front that should have already passed. It was really looking today, tomorrow that it was going to pass, but then that's been locked just west of the mountains. Then you have a trough just east of the mountains, and then meanwhile, all the moisture is coming up from Helene as it squeezes it up. That's what's causing that massive flooding. We've already seen rushing water, swelled up rivers and creeks up in the mountains from Asheville to Avery County to Boone. Now we're going to see round 2 today, and then the heaviest rain is still yet to come tomorrow morning.
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, it's really frightening situation, dangerous situation. And then the winds, that's the other major issue. Now we're going to put this into motion. 10 this morning, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, well, it was gusting up to maybe 20, 25 miles an hour. Today, not the issue. Starting tomorrow morning, this is at 3 a.m., we're getting some winds gusting up to about 25 miles an hour. I'll leave this graphic right here. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., and this is almost hard to believe, but this is one of the situations. This is a true situation.
Yeah, and the wind gusts make sense because whenever you have a tropical storm, those are sustained winds. So gusting up to this point, so it's still going to be rocking really anywhere from that 15 to 30 max sustained. But these gusts, especially with the rain that we're seeing west of I-77, these are going to take down trees. We're going to see a ton of power outage, and that's going to be the major issue. The good news is it's just breezy into the afternoon, and things get better by the afternoon. But boy, is it going to be rocking and rolling tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, those are the time frames. Tomorrow morning, probably between about 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. the worst time is that. And then this is the rain. We're putting this to show you the rain that's going to be moving into the area. This is noon today. I think the bulk of the rain today is really going to be west of here. That's why it's such a major threat for flooding. You mentioned those mountains in the foothill locations.
I'm not taking away from Charlotte, but this is a historic event for the mountains. This is epic as far as that's concerned, because look at this. This is 3 o'clock. Albemarle, Rockingham, this is almost a non-issue for you besides some of those gusty winds, but it's really the cutoff. I think you see some much heavier rain later in the afternoon here, on and off, so that's still going to be enough for some flooding, but it's not like off towards the west that whenever we've seen this situation multiple times, it leads to that life-threatening flash flooding, and we're really concerned anywhere in the western side of the Carolinas because of that fact.
I'm concerned about areas in the Asheville area all the way to the Great Smoky Mountains. And one area, if you got travel plans tomorrow and you're going to be going westbound on Highway 74, westbound on Interstate 40, those areas right there, there have been many times we've seen mudslides, mudslides, especially I-40 west of Asheville. So it's something to think about. We're going to take the radar picture. This is this evening around 8 o'clock. Not too bad, pretty calm at that time. And then we start to see that rainfall break probably from about midnight to 4 a.m.
Which is nice.
A nice break. And then here comes the heavy rain from Hurricane Helene, which probably will be a hurricane by the time it gets to Atlanta. Look at this, 5 a.m. heavy rain south and west of here, and then look at 8 a.m. That's a bunch of rain.
Yeah, that is. Those are likely rain rates up to an inch plus. You've seen some of the darker maroons that could even be 1 to 3 inches around Asheville on top of what they've already seen. Radar estimates were showing just 24 hours of rain that they've seen there, up 5 to 10 inches. Now, that could be overestimated, but that really just shows the magnitude of what they've already seen, and they're going to see that for 36 hours.
Yes, and I mean, then you get these totals that we just don't see around here. And then in addition to that, we have the potential for thunderstorm activity. Well, I'm backing this thing up way too much. Thunderstorm activity today and tomorrow, Chris. We could see a few strong storms. And we did see a couple spin-up tornadoes yesterday in Rutherford County and up near the Boone, Blowing Rock area. That could happen again.
Yeah, and let's switch over because that's what I really want to talk about. So there's also a tornado threat. So we're so focused in on the rain and the wind, but you got to realize some of that rain is coming from thunderstorms. A hurricane is literally made up of thunderstorms. So that's why today, and no, it's anywhere within a 25-mile radius of this, the highest potential is further down to the south. That's the most wind shear, the most twist of the atmosphere. But it's as far north as Taylorsville. So you can pretty much include the entirety of our area. We'll have a chance that any thunderstorm that does move through could have some rotation. And I want to show you this tornado parameter. This is actually really concerning. I think tomorrow is going to be the better threat for this, but you're seeing any number, even a 0.1, when that pops up, that catches our eye. So I think it's later on this evening, kind of a similar time frame that we saw the tornado pop up in the mountains, and physically was a tornado. You could actually see it from some videos that were sent. But check out as we head throughout the morning. As Helene gets a little bit closer, we're seeing more twists of the atmosphere, and this is called our tornado parameter, or STP, significant tornado parameter. Once it starts getting up to a 1, that means you have a high likelihood that there could be a tornado. Look at these numbers. This is 5 a.m., this is 6 a.m., 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 10. So I'm really saying about 5 to 9 is not only are you going to have the thunderstorms, and this is also the time of day helps. So if this was during the afternoon and you were seeing these things, I think you could actually see a tornado outbreak with this. But it's always the dirty side, the eastern side of a tropical cyclone that's going to have that potential. So for tomorrow, they're showing the tornado threat on that eastern side because it's such a massive system. We'll have those threats heading into the morning for us, and it's really the eastern Carolinas a little bit later on in the afternoon. So don't disregard this, that it's not just flooding, it's not just thunderstorms in general, and then of course the gusty winds. You could have some tornadoes that are embedded in this as well. So just another weapon that storms like these bring.
So what's very interesting is that early this morning, there was a tornado warning for Miami, Florida.
Wow, yeah.
In the past hour, there's been one for Charleston, South Carolina. So it's happening.
That's how big it is.
These are the impacts, the issues we'll be dealing with. Obviously, we're going to look for the potential for high winds, major threat for that, the amount of rainfall that we get, and also the potential for those spin-up tornadoes that Chris was talking about, and the kind of that medium threat level for that. Our hour-by-hour forecast, we're in the mid-70s today. That rain will continue on and off all day today. Periods of rain, heavy at times, and real heavy rain expected tomorrow morning. If you have travel plans, look ahead. You may want to delay those plans. If you could stay home tomorrow, it may be a good day to do that because we have the threats for power outages, the tornado threat, the high winds. If you could be at home tomorrow, probably a good place to be, although no place is safe tomorrow. It's unfortunate. I hate to say that, but that's the impacts we're dealing with. Whether we're today and tomorrow, but I tell you this weekend, really nice, low 80s on Saturday, game day Sunday's looking okay.
No, thank goodness the weekend's really looking up and up. So good news there. We'll continue to keep you updated as Helene draws a little bit closer. We're going to be on air every half hour through tomorrow morning, and we're starting our newscast early, actually at 4 a.m. Larry and I are going to be here dark and early, keeping you ahead of the storm.
And if necessary, we'll be here overnight as well if there are any issues.
Yes, exactly.
Have a great day and stay safe.